We received a report you were taking photos of the base.
Okay.
I need to see some ID.
You're standing on an ordinary bridge, camera in hand, facing the gates of a mysterious military base, the kind of place few dare to photograph. Suddenly, a vehicle with government plates pulls up, federal agents step out, and say, "We need to see your ID." In that instant, the air changes. You've crossed no lines, broken no laws, just standing on public land, exercising one of the most sacred rights enshrined in the Constitution. The right to record, the right to free speech, the right to be secure against unreasonable searches. But will the law hold up under pressure from federal agents? They claim what you're doing is illegal. So what do? Where is the line between national security and civil liberty? Join me as we step into a real-life encounter where law, freedom, and federal authority collide on the edge of an American highway.
Sorry, I can't hear you. What?
We received a report you were taking photos of the base.
Okay.
I need to see some ID.
For what?
Taking photos of the base.
Is that illegal?
Yeah, it is.
So you had an 18 U.S.C. 795 sign where I was on county property? You know that big blue line, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I wasn't past it.
It was just suspicious activity.
Look, and I may be wrong here, so correct me if I'm wrong. First of all, let's de-escalate. You guys are, your blood pressure's up, you're breathing fast, you're a little amped up too, okay? So let's just chill out. Seriously, I have no ill will for you guys, not looking to do anything bad or anything like that, okay?
Look, I've kept my belt collection.
Hey, that's look, I just want to chill out with you guys first of all, okay? So I want to make sure this doesn't get violent. I don't want any shooting stuff or beat downs, tasers, elbows to the face, nothing like that.
Here, look, that's not what we're here for.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Like, just gotta understand, like, where we're coming from.
Sure.
We were reported of like surveillance.
Okay.
No face, or you have face covering on.
Yeah.
So, just some suspicious activity, right?
No.
No.
I mean, we just got done with COVID. I mean, how many people? Granted, you two fine young men are not walking around with a face mask because you don't feel like you need to do so, but I'm old and haggard and, you know, I kind of look like I'm on the last 3 years of my life. I'm so aged. So I try to just kind of cover it up for everybody's own safety so they don't go, dear God, what is that thing over there?
Yeah, and that's your prerogative, right? Like, we're not here to tell you that.
No, I get it. I'm just trying to add a little levity to the situation.
Yeah,
okay.
It's fine.
All right, so let me ask you this. Congress may have just passed this, and if they did, fair enough. So last time I knew, suspicion was not a misdemeanor or a felony, but they may have just passed a new law that they sent to President Biden where he made suspicion like a felony or maybe even a capital offense.
See, it's not a felony, but we're doing what's called a Terry stop, right?
Sure.
Reasonable suspicion, that's the threshold.
Okay, well, what's the reasonable, articulatable suspicion of a crime that you believe has occurred, is about to occur, or is occurring right now?
Surveillance of government facilities.
That's not illegal unless there is a sign that is conspicuously posted in accordance with 18 U.S.C. 795. You guys familiar with Groom Lake down in Nevada? Area 51?
Okay.
All right. So if you go there, because there's some UFO people that love to go down there and take photos. Even though it is starkly out in the middle of nowhere, they have signs, 18 U.S.C. 795. If you guys are familiar with that statute, it says you can't take photos, video, you can't sketch, you can't even draw anything. It literally says that in the statute of an installation where that's marked. Now, there's no conspicuously listed signage or anything like that that says you can't take a photo here, or video, or drawings, or anything else. So where I'm at is totally lawful for me to be present there, doing lawful activities. One of the two things in the First Amendment, press and speech. So I'm allowed to be there doing that. I never went beyond the blue line. I made sure I respected, looked at GIS, didn't go on there. I didn't want you guys thinking I was trying to be a 20-year-old getting up on a roof trying to kill the former president or something, right? My whole point here is I was just doing a lawful activity. I'm working on something. It's for my employment. It has nothing to do with anything bad. I have no ill will or bad wishes for you guys or anyone else on that installation or anywhere in this country.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, what do you do for employment?
I can't share that with you now, but if you guys got a business card, I double dog promise you that I will email you and let you guys know when I'm done. But
I don't have any business cards on me. Do you have a piece of paper I can write down my
Yeah, you
email?
can just record me. So
Yeah.
if you want to give me your email address, I'm happy to email you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Alright.
Morgan, Morgan,
Okay.
period, Piles, Piles,
Okay.
at ncis.navy.mil.
Cool. Do you want me to just email you? Do you
Yep,
want...
just email me.
Sure,
That one
that's
should be
fine.
good,
Cool.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Were there any Navy personnel that made contact with you at all, or any
Just you
Kitsap
guys.
County?
All right. So you're NCIS. Can I?
NCIS.
You're
as well.
NCIS too.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have business cards by chance?
Not on me, no, but
Can
I do. Do you want to see some identification?
Yes. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
absolutely.
Morning. Do you have like a badge number or ID number? How do you guys do it?
likewise.
So my credential number
Yeah.
is
Ryan Reed. Okay.
8075.
8075 and
And then what's your name, sir?
Gandalf.
Gandalf.
Oh, it's Gandolph. I'm not the guy from the Shire or whatever. Some people confuse it.
He has a pretty
wizard.
long beard.
Different wizard completely, yeah. Plus he has a wicked beard, and that guy can blow smoke rings like no one else. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's pretty epic.
Some good memes out there, bro.
Yeah, good stuff, yeah. Anyways,
But,
so any other questions I can answer?
No.
yeah, absolutely.
And
but
just
I
to let you
want
guys know too, these are the non-flamethrower, non-missile mounted cameras, so they're just normal cameras. They don't
Okay.
come equipped with like ICBMs or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, no, of course. It's,
Gotta lighten up a little bit, guys. Just the guy on the side of the road talking to you.
of course, but I mean, from our perspective, right,
Like what we had reported to us
Yeah.
was suspicious individual, face covering, couldn't really make out any ID. They weren't sure what kind of vest you were, and we weren't sure if it was like a ballistic vest, anything like that.
Oh,
so
no,
that's
it's just
why we just came out like this, and also so we were clearly identified as law enforcement.
The only bad thing I have on me is my extra cameras when they get too hot, or my extra batteries. Boop.
Yeah, no
absolutely.
worries.
I figured that's,
Yeah, just all
Okay.
that kind of stuff.
We were
so.
just trying to make sure that everyone was safe. That's it.
Sure. No sweat. Everything's good, man.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
You guys good?
Yep. We're good.
Like I said, just wanted to de-escalate a little bit, make sure it wasn't going to be anything crazy. So,
of course, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
I mean, you guys seem totally fine, but you guys got to admit there are some people out there, police officers, that do things they shouldn't be doing. I've never met you before, so I just wanted to de-escalate a little. So,
Of course, there's definitely a stigma around it, but we just obviously want to be professional with you. And thank you for being professional with us as well.
yeah. Well, geez, no ill will for you guys or anything like that. Everything's good to go here. So, any other questions I can answer?
Nope, not at this moment.
All right. So everything's good.
Yep.
All right, and I'm not detained.
No, not any longer.
Awesome. I was detained.
Well, I mean, we stopped you just to make sure that there was nothing going on.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Everything good then?
Yeah.
All right.
But, yeah.
Yep.
You guys want to do the slow OK Corral back off thing where we look at each other intently and intensely the whole time? Or? No. Okay. I'll tell you what. I will share something with you since you guys are now getting willing to walk away. I'm a journalist.
Okay.
I was working on a story because the tips and leads I got were that you guys, well, not you two, but NCIS accosted an elderly man taking photos and video at that location when what he was trying to do is basically get photos and video of like cool military vehicles, whatever that is. I mean, I don't know how cool a 5-ton or a deuce and a half is, but whatever. So allegedly that's what he said, and that he also made an allegation that when he was confronted that he was told he had to erase everything off of his camera and out of fear that he did, which of course would be horrifically illegal. Like that's called going to jail time kind of illegal, which I found to be honestly a bit shocking that would happen. But you guys up there did nothing illegal at all. I mean, you're basically a regular Navy police. We're totally fine. They were professional. They stayed in their jurisdiction and all that kind of stuff. They didn't act crazy or anything. So I just wanted to see if there was any merit to those allegations, because frankly, I mean, the whole point of you guys putting on your uniform and doing what you guys do in the military is to protect everybody's ability to do those very things.
We're actually not in the military. We're a civilian organization.
I was like, that's some hippie hair you guys got going on right there, but fair enough.
That's why we're not. So our jurisdiction, we're federal law enforcement officers. We're
Gotcha.
authorized to enforce federal law. So
Sure.
that's why we can come off base. That's why we can have this conversation here.
Well, sure. I mean, you're federal. You can go anywhere you want. I mean, plus if it's consensual, I mean, geez, 3 dudes can talk to 3 dudes whenever they want, right? So nothing going on. There was no crime. But anyways, that's what I was looking into. There were no allegations of like physical abuse. I want to be clear about that. The guy had said he was intimidated, or his language was coerced into deleting the photos and video. I'm sure you guys have probably heard of people doing that, like kind of like not necessarily going to an air show, but you know, you've seen people outside of military installations. They see tanks or whatever it is that's going on and off. They think it's cool. So I thought that would be really crappy if the United States Navy did something like that, or NCIS or whatever. So I figured I'd look into it, and I didn't see anything until you guys came down here. But I'm not saying there's anything bad about that. I just want to be clear about that. So.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
You said you're a journalist?
I am.
Are you with the Kitsap Sun? Or?
I'm not. I'm an independent investigative journalist. I just get tips and leads. I go out and look at it. Sometimes there's something there. Sometimes there's not. And then I just use my Superman powers and fly away into the sky.
All right.
Pretty cool, huh?
Okay.
would be cool, yeah.
Okay.
I know you guys are going to wait. You're going to wait me out and see, like, is this guy really going to fly? Anyways, you guys have a good day, okay?
Thanks, you too.
Take care. All right.
And just like that, the encounter came to a close. No handcuffs, no shouting, only the lingering weight of questions about freedom, law, and the responsibility of every citizen. So, what do we take away from this? That in a free society, the right to stand on public ground, the right to photograph, the right to remain silent, and especially the right not to be identified without lawful cause, are not privileges handed down by authority. They are rights enshrined in the Constitution, paid for in blood, struggle, and history. But rights mean nothing if we don't know them, and they won't last if we don't use them and protect them every single day. Not everyone has the courage to stand firm, to face down badges and uniforms and say, I haven't done anything wrong. I know my rights, but if no one does, then what becomes of our liberty? This story isn't just about a bridge, a photo, or a federal ID check. It's about you watching this video. Next time you're standing in public and have to choose between silence and standing tall, what will you do? Remember this. Civil rights don't survive on their own. They survive because someone is willing to stand for them.
I said, it looks like he has a gun in his back pocket. They said, where is it? I said, it looks like it's in his back pocket. And they said, what color is it? And I said,
why are we
black.
calling in the first place? Because he says he's just out here recording.
On what seemed like an ordinary afternoon, a sudden 911 call prompted a heavy police response. The reason? A man was recording. But a single glance, a baseless assumption, turned him into a suspect supposedly carrying a weapon. In a society where every citizen has the right to film in public, a core part of free speech and holding authority accountable, what happens when that right is seen as a threat? Join us in this tense encounter between a woman who made a false report and a police officer who isn't afraid to demand the truth. Will the truth come to light? And will civil rights be properly upheld?
Which one called and said there's a gun?
None of them are saying it.
Hey, find out who it was, because there needs to be some problems. There's going to be some problems.
It wasn't me. Okay. Well, we're going to have to figure that out. I thought he said the guy with the beard. That's fine. I'm not going anywhere. I have no reason to go anywhere.
No, they called him that guy. What female is calling? We need to speak to her right now because she lied to us, and that's a big issue. So find out what female inside your guys' business called us here for this kind of response. So we'll go inside and find out. Because this is ridiculous. Who called the police and said someone had a gun?
I called the police and said it looked like he had something that looked like
Okay,
a gun.
well, we need you to come outside and talk to us.
Okay.
Because everyone out here saying that nobody said he had a gun, and that's a very serious
I
accusation.
know. It looked like he had a gun in his back pocket. That's why I was terrified when I called.
Someone said he has a gun.
I said, it looks like he has a gun in his back pocket. They said, where is it? I said, it looks like it's in his back pocket. And they said, what color is
But
it? And I said,
why are we
black.
calling in the first place? Because he says he's just out here recording. So what's the issue?
What do you mean, what's the issue?
So how did this whole thing present itself that we're calling the police to say someone has a gun who has no gun?
He's been out here. He was taking video and pictures of the school kids.
Okay.
And then my owner went out and he started trying to incite the owner. And then our other gentleman went out with him, Shamir. And so I brought my dog out here to go pee, and the man turned around, and I saw something in his back pocket, and it scared the hell out of me, and I came in right away, and I called the police. I said, it looks like he has a weapon in his back pocket. The man said, it looked like he has something in his back.
So then he's got a I don't know what these people.
I said it looked like he had a gun. I don't know for a fact he had a gun. Correct.
Control 5671.
But when I saw it look like he had something in his back, that terrified me. I will. It's in the office. I can give you my name and my number. Right? Now look at all the other last name now?
Control 5671. Do you have the female's name by any chance who called?
Exactly. Date of birth?
Copy, thank
Does
you.
he have a weapon?
Ma'am, my problem too with this whole situation is if you're the one calling is why are you hanging up on our call takers?
I was coming out here to see what was going on.
Okay, ma'am, everything, I understand if you thought he had a weapon, I'm fine with that. But what you did if because he doesn't have a weapon at all.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
No, it's not, you cannot generate a response like that and hang up on our call takers. It's so far from okay. It's just ridiculous. If you were that scared, why would you keep coming back outside?
I didn't come outside. I came to the door to watch what was going on.
You stay on the phone with our call takers if you call 911. This response that you got today is ginormous for a guy who's just recording people and trying to get under people's skin.
Is that what he's doing?
I don't know. I wasn't here, but that's exactly what it seems like. And to call like that and hang up on our call takers, it's a big deal, and it's a big issue. You don't get to hang up. People don't call our call takers and get to hang up like that. Their job is to give us updates so people don't get hurt.
Right. I just told them, please get someone out here immediately.
Ma'am, we read what you guys told them, and it wasn't that. You said, yes, he has a gun, and he has a gun. Yes, he does, and he placed it in his bag. I just saw him place it in his bag.
I did not say any of that.
Can I just add something real quick?
Sure.
None of that.
So, since he started out here, we've been getting phone calls nonstop in here, and death threats and everything else, nonstop. So I don't know, I can't say that they are, but I'm just saying, maybe someone from whatever he's affiliated with, maybe they're calling and agitating as well. I don't know.
That's fine. My point is to say, yes, I see a gun is a big deal.
I did not say that.
Because there's a stool right there.
I'm just adding that to it because I don't know if it could be the case or not.
Sounds good. Thank you. Here goes Fieldsfield. It is what it is what it is at this point. So, I mean, I don't think we need anything else right now.
As we've just seen, a false report doesn't just waste public resources, it puts innocent lives at risk. In a free society, filming in public isn't a threat. It's a tool to protect transparency and justice. Every citizen has the right to feel safe, the right to be respected, and the right to speak, even when holding a camera. But with rights come responsibilities. Calling the police based on emotion, not facts, can lead to dangerous consequences. Today's story is a reminder to us all. Freedom is not something given. It's something we must protect together. If you agree, hit like, share, and subscribe to help spread awareness about civil rights. And tell us in the comments, what do you think about how the officer handled this situation?
So your best option is just to be polite, courteous, and you have been, except for asking for my ID. I haven't committed any crimes.
When you were on our property, I don't know if you read that sign.
I did.
I asked you for ID. I want to know who you are.
For sure. I understand why you would want to do that.
That's all.
Let's move on to the next extraordinary situation that took place at a Atascadero State Hospital in California, where a citizen was simply exercising his right to record in public. But when he refused to show identification, things quickly became tense and complicated. Were his constitutional rights to film freely and protect his privacy respected? You're about to witness a real, tense conversation, but one that is still marked by civility and a firm stance on individual rights. Join us as we explore where the boundaries of personal freedom lie in a public space like this.
Oh, hey. Is this a bus stop?
It is. Yeah, you here? Because you're not supposed to film here on ground, sir.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, well, it just depends on who you are and what you're doing.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not doing anything wrong, anything bad, for no weird reasons. I just, I like government facilities, especially I've never seen this one, so.
Can I just see your ID real quick?
No, sorry.
You can't just walk on the ground, sir.
It said that this is a pedestrian walkway.
Yeah, but I mean, you really have to have a purpose to be here.
I do. I just wanted to get some shots of the facility, and that's all. And I wasn't going to go inside or anything. I know I'm not allowed to go inside, so.
Yeah. Well, I don't really want you filming me.
I understand. I'm not trying to cause any problems.
Let's let me see your ID.
Why?
That's one thing you can't deny when asking you for ID.
Oh, is that true?
Let me see your ID.
I'm not going to give you my ID.
Adam, 22, I'm out with one subject. He's failing to give me his ID in front of the bus stop. One male adult.
This isn't a public bus stop? Is this public bus stop?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll just wait at the public bus stop. When does the public bus come? It's I mean, I record and document all police encounters that I come across.
I think that's great. No,
interactions, you know.
I think that's great.
Okay.
That's fine.
So your best option is just to be polite, courteous, and you have been, except for asking for my ID. I haven't committed any crimes.
This is, when you were on our property, I don't know if you read that sign.
I did.
I asked you for ID. I want to know who you are.
For sure. I understand why you would want to do that.
That's all. I mean,
let me assure you, I'm not a felon.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Okay. I don't have any weapons, so.
But yeah, when an officer asks you for ID, I'd like to have.
Well, this is not a stop and ID state. California is not a stop and ID state. Well, this is a public bus stop.
Yeah, but
I'm not trying to cause problems.
Okay, then why won't you give me your ID?
Because I don't need to.
Request.
How you doing, sir?
What's going on?
Oh, not much. I just wanted to see your facility. I've never been here, and I'm interested in public facility, government facilities like this. So she told me that I'm not allowed to be here, or is that?
Well, I want to see your ID to see who you are.
Okay.
And we'll go to the next step.
It's not that you're not allowed to be here. We just need to verify that since you're on grounds, that you're okay to be on grounds, that you're not an ex-patient.
Not an ex-patient, not a felon, never been in jail.
We need to clarify that.
Okay.
So that was.
So if a person is waiting for the bus, do they always get like kind of hassled, or is that?
No, we're not hassling you at all.
Okay.
No, we just wanted to verify and make sure that it's all, Coach Thorpe is going to be here.
For sure.
I don't mind that you videotape and stuff. We just need to make sure that you're not, since you're not an employee, that you're not an ex-patient. They do come on grounds a lot.
Definitely not an ex-patient.
Well,
this is my first time being here.
This is the only way we'll be able to verify that is if we check your ID.
Okay, I'm not gonna provide my ID. I'm sorry. So if I don't do that, am I gonna be? I can't wait for the bus. Is that what's going on?
Oh, did the bus drop you off here?
No.
So you're really not waiting for the bus?
No, I was waiting for the bus. I saw the pedestrian walkway signs.
Like the city bus?
Yeah.
The city bus doesn't come on grounds.
Oh, okay. What bus comes on grounds?
This is a bus usually that will pick up patients that are getting out or for rideshare purposes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Cool. Well, like I said, I'm not trying to cause problems. I just wanted to get some shots of the facility. I guess that's not allowed. I know inside's not allowed. I know that for sure.
Well,
and I'm not, because I read the signs.
Right. Well, so what is your main purpose for being here?
Well, I just told you, I'm here to document the facility, because I've never been here, and I'm interested in government facilities like this. I mean, look
Are there any questions we can ask for you? Video filming?
Yeah. I didn't come prepared with that. I just honestly wanted to just get some shots of it. Is there a perimeter that the public is allowed to?
Just through like in this area, and then the parking lots are that way.
Okay.
But you can't go through any fences.
Where's the point of like that the public cannot pass?
The gates.
The gates.
Yeah,
Okay.
This gate, around the facility, there's another gate. There's a bridge trellis. There's some no trespassing signs.
Gotcha.
Over there too, so
Okay.
Under the trellis.
Okay. Cool. And can I get your name?
Sergeant Naranjo.
Sergeant Naranjo.
I had to remember. I called the public information officer to ask him to come talk to you.
Okay.
Maybe he can answer any of your questions you have.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, like I said, everyone, I'm not trying to cause problems here. I have a camera. I like government
Fine.
facilities.
And since you're not going to provide us with your driver's license, we'll probably just make sure we keep an eye on you.
Okay.
For however long.
Understandable. That's 100% understandable.
Okay.
So.
Okay. And just remember next time too, if you come on grounds, it draws attention to you when you wear khaki.
Oh.
On grounds, because that's what the patients wear.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So it draws attention to you then.
Okay, for sure. So, am I kind of free to go without being hassled, or?
Let me get Phil out here to talk to you.
Okay.
First, and then he can let you know what he thinks would be okay for you without it crossing the boundaries.
Understandable. I'll wait for Phil.
Okay.
So you guys are all like Atascadero State Hospital police, like specifically for this grounds?
Yes.
Okay. You have a canine unit too. Oh wow. It's like its own little city out here. You guys have your own fire department and ambulance. Wow. Okay. Is that Phil?
So Phil is finishing up with the phone call right now, and he'll be out. So you'll just wait here for him? Because this is where he's going to come look for you.
Okay, sure. I'll wait for Phil right here.
Okay. And then if you guys just want to hang out and wait for Phil.
Just like touring around and checking out all the states.
Yeah. I'm going to go to the police station, sheriff department. I'm going to go to any government facility. I'm a fan of those, and I like to see what services they offer.
What type of stuff makes you a fan of them?
Well, just seeing what they look like and seeing what services they offer, because they're for the people, mostly, right?
Right.
So I like to see what they offer to the people.
Like civilians or the people inside, or
Civilians, yeah. What, like, let's say we're going to Department of Social Services.
Okay.
What sort of services would they offer, you know?
Okay.
So I like to ask questions like that. And honestly, big fences with razor wire and stuff like that, I'm interested in stuff like
so
that.
what do you do with the videos?
I upload them. I share them.
Just to YouTube,
They're
share for
possibly
people?
published, possibly.
Okay.
So, possible publication.
Is it if you get a certain reaction from law enforcement that's unfavorable? Is that
If it's unfavorable, if it's good, basically, yeah. And right now, Robinette,
sir,
you're handling yourself very professionally and very polite.
Well, there's
So,
no reason to do it otherwise.
Yeah.
There's really not. You're not causing really any issues. There's just it's slightly different than most other facilities just because it is maximum level security.
Okay.
And there's some other HIPAA violations that to protect these guys.
This is a maximum.
Yeah.
Security. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's, Phil will fill you in on that, but
Okay.
yeah, there shouldn't be any issues.
Okay.
As long as you're not doing anything
Yeah.
we have to enforce.
And
there should be no problem.
as a member of the public that might come down this road, I'd like to inform other people, hey, is there a point that I'm not supposed to go past, you know?
Right.
So this is going to be a learning, educational video. Is that Phil?
Yeah, this is Phil.
Okay.
Just curious, why don't you want to share your name?
It's because the right to privacy, being a private citizen, the fact that I'm out here and I have a camera, you're law enforcement, and there's a bigger chance of retaliation on your guys' end if you know who I am and what I do, and I just don't want that to be an option. You know what I mean? So I'm in fear of police retaliation, and even though I don't break any laws or commit any crimes, it's an option. Not everyone likes what I'm doing, and so
I get that. Not everyone likes what we're doing.
Right. What's Phil's title? You said public relations?
Yeah, the public information officer.
Okay.
why is it that you want to stay so private, but you want to have a camera and document everyone's name and all that stuff?
Because
I'm just curious.
No, that's fine. As a private citizen, we're entitled to that, you know?
Okay.
And like I said, retaliation would be my main cause for trying to be private. But if you want to know my YouTube channel, it's SLO County Observer. I do this a lot.
So you have a car and you're going to drive around?
No, I'm not going to drive around. I walked up.
Okay.
I was seeing, first of all, if there was a public bus here.
Yeah. No, there's not.
Okay. Yeah. And what the limit, where the restrictions are, where am I allowed, where's the public allowed to go and not go?
You're on state property right now. You're in a secure treatment facility.
Okay.
So that's what we have. We have police officers here for secure treatment facility.
Gotcha.
We don't have a problem with you going around the outside of the building. Just follow all normal laws that you have, the posted signs and stuff like that, stops and everything else, and the speed limit here, you should be fine.
Okay.
And stuff like that. But you're not allowed to go into the lobby with any filming. We try to, please stay away from like any security areas that you might breach any of our security areas and stuff like that.
Completely understandable.
All right.
Okay.
Perfect.
Awesome. And you're Phil, and you're the public sorry, I'm kind of sweaty, man.
No problem.
And you're the public relations officer for this department?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
If you need anything from me, give me a holler.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. And I'm going to have some escorts, it looks like.
No, they won't escort. You can go walk around. You should be fine. Just like I said, if somebody says, hey, I don't want to be filmed, it might be a family member or something like that, please just respect that.
For sure.
Respect that for their family's privacy.
The other thing too is you might get stopped or asked just because you're wearing khaki too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the color that we don't allow.
Okay. For sure.
So if you ever do come on, if you could, just wear black pants. Or
we'll
blue
do.
jeans. Blue jeans are perfect. I know prisons, they don't like blue jeans. But yeah, but you're fine here.
All right.
And stuff like that.
Well, thank you for informing me. Just SLO County Observer.
SLO County Observer? Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Have a good day.
No problem. Hey, thanks for explaining everything and getting Phil out here. I appreciate it. How you doing, gentlemen? Not too bad. I've just never been here. I don't know if they put the word out. Oh, you were there. Yeah. I just wanted to get some shots of the facility.
What are you using your footage for?
For personal reasons, media, possible publication.
Right on. Cool. You got consent from the facility to do that? Or?
Yeah, Phil just directed me that I'm okay to walk around as long as I don't go inside or any restricted areas.
Alright, so just for your heads up, I'm sure you're aware the gate's restricted zone.
Totally, totally. Yeah, I was gonna just go right up to the gate and turn right back around. Or maybe the stop sign?
Stop sign works for me. That works for me.
Okay, alright.
From this situation, we clearly see how crucial it is to understand and protect our civil rights. Everyone has the right to freely record in public spaces and be safeguarded against unlawful demands for identification. Yet, alongside these rights comes the responsibility to remain calm and courteous during interactions, protecting ourselves while fostering mutual respect. This is how we contribute to building a society that honors the law and individual freedoms. Today's story goes beyond a simple refusal to show ID. It's a powerful lesson about awareness and the rights each citizen holds in everyday life.